Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today, I'm going to be doing something in the topic of a what-if scenario for this video, folks. So yeah, think of it like a writing class in a sense, because you can always use this as a way to take notes if you want to write your own stuff, I guess. And of course, this is supposed to be part of the Disney movie marathon I am doing, folks, of course. And I just thought, why not? And a little quick update here, folks. I just want to inform you of something before I just go on with this video, of course. I just want to let everyone know that this will be the last video for my Disney movie marathon. This does not mean I'm going to quit talking about Disney altogether. I'm just going to take a break from making Disney related videos until some time. I'm not sure when I'm going to go back to Disney and whatnot. Just talk about their stuff, of course. Not exactly knowing when I would do that, but that's precisely why I wanted to upload so many Disney related videos, because at least I've uploaded quite a few of them, at the very least. So I just figured I was intentionally saturating my YouTube channel recently, which is with Disney related stuff. So I just figured I would just do this real quick. I want to, make something Disney related for this video until next time I would return to it. So I just thought I'll just give this a shot, of course. And there's some other stuff I want to do. There's quite a bit of other stuff I want to do that's not Disney related. So, okay, with that being said, folks, let's just go into the main topic of this video, shall we? So, as I was saying, this is going to be a what if scenario themed video when it comes to storytelling. I mean, they've done that with the superhero characters before quite a few times, so I just figured they would do that. So, why not in this case? So for this one, folks, I figured I would do a what if scenario based upon Frozen. Yes, I know. I've spoken about this movie quite a few times on my channel.
Big whoop. Wanna fight about it?
Pretty much for this video, the concept is that taking maybe one aspect of the story and just going in a totally different direction than it would have otherwise end up being in the film. So whatever happened in the film itself, yes, let's keep that in mind, but let's just make one major difference, of course. And one of the major differences, there's going to be maybe a few I will bring up, but one of the major differences I do want to bring up is that, hypothetically speaking, let's just say that these characters are not related at all. I do realize that's changing a major aspect of the film, but that's actually why I want to do it, to see how things would have played out if they weren't related. Still go under the theory that Tarzan is supposed to be connected to Frozen and whatnot. That can stay. It's just that Anna is not going to be a part of it, like, at all. And of course, I'm not forgetting about the whole thing with the Little Mermaid and Rapunzel. They're supposed to be connected. That can stay too, but again, like I said, it's just the fact that Anna is not going to be playing a part of that, like, at all. So in this case, she would just be a complete stranger. What if she was actually somebody from another family, a different family? Maybe in this case, she's from a different family altogether. Maybe a different royal family. She's still gonna be a princess. That's fine, that can stay. Just from a totally different family. So in this case, the only two that be really connected would be Rapunzel and Elsa. But I guess I would explain the whole power thing. Maybe that's the thing there. And maybe Anna could actually question that. How is it that they have the powers and nobody else in the kingdom? And maybe Anna was chronically frozen. Maybe that's why she was not maybe spoken about early on in the film. Maybe this could be a thing, maybe from maybe 15 minutes into the movie, perhaps. Just setting a bunch of stuff up about Elsa's backstory or what have you. And of course, there's going to be some medication that needs to be done for Anna, obviously, to make sure everything is working properly in her body, of course. She can still have the cheerful personality and whatnot. Of course, being really optimistic. That can stay, of course. Maybe her family was the one who put her there. Maybe she was dying of cancer and she was placed in that for that reason. And maybe they found a cure for it, and there she was. Therefore, she was thought out because at this time they finally found a way to, you know, cure that, and she was could be like the first patient to be taken care of this kind of a thing. So, yeah, I guess to be more exact, think of it as a way that maybe like how the one character was done, frozen. I mean, like the character of Han Solo, if you remember from that one movie. So maybe that she could have been like that for a little while, and then like Elsa was the one whom thought her out. So I guess this means that they never had a childhood together, like at all. So that bond is gone, I suppose. But the thing is, maybe Elsa wanted a companion, maybe like a friend or something. And this could be a good chance for these two to get along, I suppose. I don't know. It seems like an interesting way they could bring something together here. Since this is out of the picture, I guess this would mean that Off would have been out of the picture, folks. Because there would be no reason for him to even begin to be there. Also means Kristoff and his reindeer over here would have never met Anna, like at all. But Elsa wants to have a relationship because she was always lonely as a child. So seeing that Anna is there, I guess this would have been a perfect opportunity to do so, I suppose. I guess it would make sense. As the film would progress, maybe these two women could get really close, of course. And since the whole family thing is out the picture, it won't be considered as incest. So there can be that going on. But of course, the thing is that I'm not forgetting about the other character, Hans. I'm not forgetting about Hans at all. And of course, he can still be in here. And the whole bit where he meets up with Anna for the first time, that little bit can be still in there. Another thing I want to add is that maybe Anna actually has some firepower. Yeah, she discovers that. I say fire specifically because you know how Elsa has eyes. So maybe this kind of thing brings these two women close together even more. So it can actually play into the film because of this. You know, push the plot forward somehow. And of course, I'm not forgetting about Rapunzel on the whole bit where she was actually in it for like a real brief cameo. Yeah, let's make that more of a thing here. Since these films are supposed to be connected anyway, Rapunzel could have more of a stronger role in this version of the film. So I thought she could play the role somehow. Even though she might be sneaking around because she discovers the fact that maybe Hans actually wants to overthrow the government. And he wants to have everybody on his side. And of course, corrupted from within somehow, as he notices that these two women are getting really, really close to each other. And maybe this kind of disgusts him in some ways because, maybe he could be a homophobic guy, I suppose. And I don't know. This could be playing with that. Maybe some bigotry be coming here. Maybe he doesn't want the fact that these two characters want to get married, and he wants to prevent that from occurring. Say maybe about 45 minutes into the film, these two characters could actually start fighting each other physically and while using their powers as well, because they were manipulated by Hans that they should fight each other. And while, of course, he's trying to come up with some tragic story, some lie, of course, he's spreading around that these two characters are trying to kill everybody, as he himself trying to be, give some supplies like clothes, some extra food to everybody, making it seem, oh, I'm not such a bad guy. I'm actually a really, really good person. See, look what I'm doing. So yeah, he's also manipulating the matches that these two women are corrupted, they're evil in some sort of way. That can be really into that. At this point of the story, let's just say maybe Elsa became really sad because she really wanted this thing to work out. But then, as if this wasn't crazy enough, Hans informs her that the town, or kingdom, I should say, was already looking down on her because she has all these powers, kind of like how it was early on in the film. So that can still be played as a theme in this film, and Elsa could still be a queen as well. So some of the ideas still could be carried onto here as well, folks. Well, anyway, maybe like a war could break out eventually, I suppose, to make this entire thing seem even crazy as it is. Anybody remembers Hans had a truck ton of brothers. Okay, for this version of the story, let's just say that this we'll definitely explore that. That angle of his, where he has a bunch of brothers or whatever, that can be right here, folks, as well. So, yeah, let's just say he gathered all his brothers from a kingdom. Let's just say he's from his own kingdom. So, yeah, there'll be three different kingdoms in this scenario here, folks. Of course, Anna could have her own army, kind of a thing, get into this, along with Elsa's as well. And yeah, of course, this could actually be coming from the fact that Hans himself had gathered a pretty big army, and I do mean a really, really big one as well. Just think of it like some sort of takeover of some kind. He wants to take over Elsa's kingdom and just trying to use this as a way to get what he wants. So there's that, of course. Okay, maybe some of the details needs to be ironed out or whatever, but maybe Anna wants to do some sort of war of resistance of some kind. Kind of like in Star Wars, sort of. But maybe she'll go to the country, or at least a part of the country anyway, where Hans has been occupied with his men, I suppose. Again, referring to the fact that he's going to bring his brothers along, of course. Maybe a tragic backstory could explain, in this version anyway, as to why he's doing this. The audiences could see that there's a painful past that led this specific character into his villain ways. I don't know. Maybe he was imprisoned for a while for a crime he didn't even commit, and now he views this as payback against society, so therefore he wants to rebuild it. Maybe he was imprisoned more than once. This kind of a thing could be traced way back to his, I don't know, his own childhood. So maybe he had a father who mistreated him and a mother that was way too submissive to actually do anything. So, yeah, I don't know. Could be something like that in that nature. Perhaps Elsa realizes that she was lied to all this time when the character of Rapunzel informs Elsa that she's basically a spy all along and just went to the enemy territory to find out more of the scoop and just basically wanted to make sure that her plans of stopping Hans once and for all actually goes through. So you can say that this could be a good way to build the tension even more because she realizes that Hans is more dangerous than they originally realized because he has gathered a lot of resources from some other places as well to make his army even stronger. Of course, around this time, Elsa and Anna have been using the powers, of course, to fight the Han's army, of course. But of course, they soon realize that there's something of a trick in their hands because Hans has his own secret weapon. Hans has like a giant creature, and oh boy, it looks hideous. And that's the thing is that Anna gets kidnapped. Now Elsa is the one that has to rescue her. Get it? Because it's reversed. Alright, as if this entire thing wasn't crazy enough. Well, let's pile on the craziness, folks, because let's just say that the War of Resistance It's happening right at the borders of the kingdom of where Rapunzel is living. So, which means her land is actually threatened of all this. And of course, let's just say she joins that army, of course, to stop the resistance, to be more specific. I'm like, oh no, you guys are not gonna get what you wanted. Of course, her parents gonna be really worried as to why this is going on, and is worrying about the fact that she may actually die. This even more wild. Rapunzel's parents doesn't exactly trust the resistance because they're brand new, and doesn't trust the government that Elsa once held because it's been corrupted. So the fact that their own daughter will actually be willing to join that specific military against the resistance really worries them, and they feel that she's really disobeying them. Therefore, she feels like the mother feels like maybe she raised a bad daughter because of this, and then the father trying to calm her down, and later on they discover there's other stuff that's going on because it's even crazier because of the fact that, let's just say that they have a surprise. A surprise that, a bad one I should say, because the woman that kidnapped Rapunzel in her film has been resurrected. And yeah, and she's used as a way to kidnap Rapunzel again to teach her a lesson, so to speak. Friends with Hans because he's the one that resurrects her, and he really trying to make sure that he wins this wild, crazy, bizarre battle, and is really trying to bring down the resistance. And of course, doing all this, Anna is still being held captured during this entire conflict. Turned out he really wanted to take over everything, all three lands, for himself, including the one Rapunzel has. So thus far, there you go. So there you go, folks. It gets even crazier. Say that Hans was able to put on it in some sort of contraption which pretty much drains her powers away, at least temporarily enough as it is. And she is threatened to be stabbed to death. Oh boy, yeah, we're going there pretty dark, folks. Yes, sirree. So anyway, yeah, she's threatened to be stabbed because the war is not ending, and she's been basically held as a hostage, so to speak. Elsa found out the truth that he was actually lying all this time, as I mentioned earlier. It's going to have Hans been a little annoyed with the opposing armies, obviously. But anyway, as within his own government from where Elsa was in, let's just say, in some degree, there's actually some sort of kind of thing going on, kind of like a civil war kind of a thing almost. And regardless how whomever wins at the end of the movie, this kingdom would basically be rebuilt. You know, when it comes to government anyway, so it would have to be reformed. So there was that going on to make it more crazy. And then let's just say that Rapunzel's parents finally realized that, hey, Rapunzel's telling the truth. Let's go help her out somehow. Because even though we don't know these people very much, it could end in a big giant battle, of course, some climactic battle, just go all out, make it all crazy, what have you, folks. So let's just say that you can make it pretty climactic, pretty crazy, of course. So yeah, I guess that's the way I could end this video, folks. Of course, we're gonna have the heroes win at the end. I mean, there's some other things I would like to touch upon, but this video has already gone pretty damn long. I guess in some ways this is how I would have directed it if I made the film, I guess. So, like I said before, folks, I'm not exactly quitting Disney. This is gonna be my last video for Disney for now. It's gonna be like a temporary break. I'm not sure when I'm gonna do another Disney video, but there are other things I would like to do, folks. In the meantime, and trust me, folks, I have some ideas of what I'm gonna do next. I have quite a few ideas of what I'm gonna do after this video. So anyway, I appreciate anybody watching my Disney-a-thon, obviously. I'm not sure when I get to my next Disney-a-thon. But anyway, hope all of y'all enjoy my video. I really do appreciate anybody watching because I know this is not a short video. So anyway, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh yeah. Maybe I'll just take a small break or something. I don't know. Well, anyway, see ya, folks. Hope everyone has a great day, or night, or afternoon, whenever you watch this. See ya.